Farmer Brian.
What are you looking for today?
Today I'm on a little bit of an herb search. And here's our first discovery. This is fresh oregano. Smells amazing. I'm sure you've had dry oregano because every pizza shop has it in a little jar, a little dried oregano. So you've seen it there, and it's been in many, many of your Italian dishes before. All right, we found our second herb here. There's not much of it, but we don't need that much because I have more in the kitchen. But I'm gonna grab a little bit and show you. I'm gonna grab this guy right here. This is called parsley. You know, we've used parsley in a couple of our other dishes. This is called flat leaf parsley because the leaves are flat. The other parsley you've seen us use in the kitchen is the curly parsley, which is super curly. This is cilantro. And look at the leaves and look how similar they are. The easiest way to tell the difference is really by tasting them because they do look very similar. But you'll see the parsley has a lot less little points on their leaves than the cilantro does. That's the identifier right there. And we're gonna head right back into the kitchen and we're gonna make our dish with all our herbs here from the garden.
All right. Okay. See you in there.
All right.
Okay, Chef Brendan, I'm excited about this one.
How you doing, Farmer Brian?
Yeah. Those herbs you got.
All right, we're gonna make a dish with some herbs today. The herbs we just got from the garden from our little herb hunt. And the dish is going to be based on our sauce called Chimichurri. And the dish we're gonna make today for our garden lunch is we're gonna make some pan-seared zucchini with chimichurri sauce and sauteed mustard greens. Little history about chimichurri. It comes from South America, particularly from the Argentina and Uruguay region. It's used as both a marinade and a sauce. If you don't know what a marinade is, marinade means to soak. So if we're going to take some veggies and marinate them overnight in the chimichurri, we just put them in a little plate or pan and soak them with the chimichurri and stick them in the fridge overnight and cook them the next day. But today we're going to use it as a sauce. A little more history. Like many culinary traditions and recipes, there's a little mystery about where it actually came from. But most people believe it came from the Basque region and was called Chimichurri. I can't pronounce that. I'll get it wrong no matter what. But that translates roughly to hodgepodge.
What's a hodgepodge?
A hodgepodge is just kind of a mix of things that you have, right? Whatever you have works. I'll show you where we're talking about. So here's Argentina. Here's us up here, right? Here's just south of LA. Here's Argentina all the way down here, and here's Uruguay. So this is where chimichurri comes from. But originally, it was said to be brought all the way from over here, from the Basque region, which is this southern portion of France and northern portion of Spain right here. Right around here, this is the Basque region of Spain. So we're gonna get our pans all fired up here. And we'll get our zucchini ready first. We're gonna slice it pretty thin. I'm gonna take as little bit off the top and the bottom as possible, and that will be our worm food for our compost. And then I'm just gonna slice the zucchini very thin. And we're gonna pan sear it right in the pan with some olive oil. And we're just gonna, like I said, we're gonna pan sear this zucchini and get it right in there. Now the zucchini's in there, we can start our chimichurri. Here's all our measurements, okay? I have them all laid out here. This is a half a cup all the way down to a quarter of a teaspoon. And we're gonna use almost all of these today, actually. So we're gonna start with a half a cup, our largest measurement. I have our little food processor here. And we're gonna do a half a cup of fresh parsley. I'm just gonna pull the sprigs off and save the stems for our compost, for our worms. There we go, about a half a cup of fresh parsley. Right in our food processor. And we're gonna go right down the line here. We're gonna do a quarter cup of the fresh cilantro. So the same thing, we're just gonna pull the sprigs off, save the stems for the compost. No big deal if you get a couple stems in there. Just gonna pack it right in our measuring cup. Cilantro, right in. Okay. Let's check on our zucchini. So ready for a little flip, starting to sear up a little bit. right about now, I like to add a little salt and pepper. Okay. All right, next herb, our fresh oregano. We're gonna do 1 tablespoon of it. So that's the bigger one, right? So this guy right here, we do 1 tablespoon of fresh oregano. There we go. Plenty. And then we're gonna do some garlic. So we're gonna do 2 cloves of garlic. 1, 2, just gonna throw the whole cloves right in there. And then some salt, pepper, and chili flake. I'm gonna do 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper. So that's half of this little 1/4 of a teaspoon. Same thing with the chili flakes. We're gonna do 1/8 of a teaspoon. So half of a 1/4 is 1/8. And then we're gonna do, let's see, we're gonna do half a tablespoon, which is this guy right here, of salt. Perfect amount right there. Okay, now just adding liquids. Cups all lined up. Checking our zucchini. Okay, our liquids. We're going to do 1/4 cup of olive oil. And another tablespoon of red wine vinegar. I don't think we forgot anything. Our chimichurri is ready to go. Gonna get our food processor all locked into place so we know it's gonna work. Get our mustard greens ready. Farmer Brian, can you get me some mustard greens from the garden real quick, please?
Sure. Good?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Let's get these guys ready to go. Just gonna chop them right in half. Make room on our cutting board. Just roll them up. Give them a nice even chop. And we'll get a little more olive oil in our other saute pan here. Ready to go. Get our greens in. Put the stems in there for some crunch. A little salt and pepper. Those won't take very long at all. Let's cook up real quick. Our zucchini's almost done here. Searing up beautifully. And let's get our chimichurri all blended up. You guys know I like to just go back and forth in the chop and the grind. And we probably have to get our spoon out and just make sure we're not sticking our hands in there. Remember, those blades are too sharp. Very dangerous, so never stick my hands in there. Just gonna push the food back down, the chimichurri. We're gonna go back and chimichurri is about done. Check on our greens. They're about done. And we're almost ready to start plating up here. Let's do this. Put our greens right in the center here. Beautiful bright green mustard greens. Make sure we get all our crunchy little stem pieces in there. Alright. Let's get our zucchini. Look at that. It's perfectly seared zucchini. And I'm just going to take some of this chimichurri that we just made, and I'm just going to layer it right on top. Just spoon it right on top of the zucchini. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it over for a little presentation to a little like bow like that. And we'll get another piece here. And we'll do the same thing. Get our last pieces here. And we'll just put those right on the side of the plates. Pan-seared chimichurri zucchini over some sauteed mustard greens.
That looks incredible.
Give it a little garnish.
There you go.
And there we go.
Thanks, Chef Brendan.
Sure, enjoy.